Okay guys, a little bit of one-handed filming and one-handed spraying of this stuff here. Filling foam, probably cheap rubbish. I think it's from Poland, but it's what's available here. So I'm just going to give this a shake. Make sure to hold your can upside down. Not this way. Not good. This way. This is the corner. Here, just want to make it. Oh, this is not good. Just going to make this fill in some of these places a little bit. That's okay. I'm not too worried about this because, oh, sorry guys, I'm showing you the floor. Sorry about that. Just fill in these few places here. Just a little bit up here, a little bit down there. This is just to, I don't know if this foam is any good or not, guys. I haven't tried this one before. I haven't a clue if it's going to be useful or not. But we'll find out when it goes off. I decided to do a mixture of foam and not foam for this. Right, just drop that bit off there. Let that expand. See what it does. Now come around here. I have a gap here to fill in. This is the main hill in the center of the track. Okay, we'll let this expand and bond and see what we get. See what shapes we are given. That's just sitting there, it's not even connected. This is a messy old job, guys. So it can go good or it can go bad. We never know. You're going to get some of it dripping onto the floor. Possibly. Try and pick it up before it drips onto the floor. Keep your job as tidy as possible. Now, I want to put something along here. I'm not sure if this will work, but we'll give it a go. I'm not sure if it'll attach to the foam that's already here. But I need to build up a bit of a hill on this side. Because there's a gap in the track here. So I'm going to build this up as much as possible. Put a bit in here. Trim all this later to what we want. Put a bit here. Bring this down a bit more. Build it up a bit. Build this bit up here. Okay. Now, what have we got? How have we done? Put that bit in there. Yeah. Just make sure I filled in every place I had to fill in. Leave that little bit of a hole there. Might stick some water, some sort of stuff in there later. A little bit in here maybe. Maybe not. See what happens. Now I find with these cans, once you've opened them, you might as well use them all, because a lot of times the nozzle gets blocked up and it's a big horrible mess. So you might as well use the whole can if possible. And don't worry about how bad it looks. It can all be tidied up. It can all be... Oh shit, covered myself in foam. Very good, Harry. Not good. Very good, not good. Okay, always be prepared. What have I got? Yeah, exactly. Be prepared for blowback. Okay, so after covering myself in foam, and the phone in foam, bone and foam, which went straight into my my charging point and my microphone underneath my phone, straight up into my charging point. Typical of my sort of look. I got it out. Let's see what happens. I might have to get a pin in there later and clean it out. I hope you can hear me okay. Let's flick you around. That was just at the end of the bottle. So that's what we got. We have foam everywhere on the lovely new window and everything. I have to let it go off and then I'll cut it off with a blade. So that's what I got. I got enough there. I can be happy with this area here. I'm not worried about that. I'll put some sand or something there. I'm going to be shaping this, cutting it a bit, and putting some plaster's ready mix sealing plaster, compound stuff. I'm going to fill in them gaps, smooth it all out, cut some shapes into the edges. So that's that, guys. One can did me for that piece. And this piece, as you can see, that's already forming quite nicely. You know, that'll work well. I'm happy with that. That'll work out for me. Maybe one bottle for the bin. Okay, guys, flick around to me, Mr. Filler Foam. Oh, it's the joys of modelling. So watch out for blowback. Be careful. You know, you don't want this stuff going in your eye. Definitely not. So I'm wearing my glasses anyway, because for the short view of stuff. So wouldn't do any harm to wear a pair of glasses. If it did get blowback, instead of going into your eye, it'll go into your glasses. So there's a thought for you guys. I don't know if I actually caught that in video, flying up towards the phone. Maybe I did. Interesting action shot. Right, I'm going to throw this in the bin before it gets too messy. And we'll come back at the next part. Thanks for watching, guys, as always. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. I'll start cutting and plastering it next. Here's this hill that I sprayed with the expanding foam. The foam is expanded and that gap filled in nicely. I'm happy enough with that. I'll do some cutting and shaping on that. Maybe I should have put a bit in here, but I'm going to cut this hill and shape it to fit. Should be okay. Do a bit of shaping on this. This I could probably, not too much. Around the back here, not happy with that, but I'm going to put a piece of expanding foam in on that particular shelf in there. Okay. And let me just come around and show you what I need to do next as well. I need to get my marker. So I'll show you what I need to do. So I built up, if you remember, I built up a sort of a hill here because there's a gap here in the track and I hide some of this gap. So what I need to do now is, if you see that piece there is hitting the track, I need to cut this piece back. This piece is on the track, so I need to just mark here where I'm going to cut this piece back and then get this sitting closer into the corner. Actually, let me see. Yeah, so I just got to cut that piece back a bit and maybe trim a little bit off here. So what you do is get me a marker, mark up any pieces I want to trim back a bit, especially that. Cars will hit that. Trim that back to here. And yeah, let's see where we go from there. Today I'll be putting some plastering compound on it. I'll be shaping it. I'll be doing that outside. And that's what I'm up to. So let's get on. Let's get on with it. So I have my marker. So I'm just going to mark anything that's protruding over the track. So we need to get rid of this here. I'll use my junior hacksaw blade. Back down here a bit. Again, we need to cut this back a bit so that we don't have cars. Probably in this case, more specifically, the trucks will hit that. This piece now we need to cut as well because it's will allow this whole piece to come across a bit. So, and of course down here we need to cut back a bit. and a wee bit off here. So just getting what we need to cut. I'm cutting it outside. It'd be easier to cut it inside and offer up, but I'm cutting it outside because this stuff will go all over the place. Here's the other piece now that I also did. So this piece, as I said, will fit in here. So what you have is stopping it at the moment, you have where the expanding foam expanded in there. So of course, needless to say, we gotta cut that away down there and get that to fit in, and then see what else we need to do with this piece. You know, of course, with the piece here, we gotta cut that piece away as well. So let's proceed with that, and then we offer everything up again and see how it's looking. So now I've cut those pieces away, and we have a nice flow around the corner here. Yeah. So let's just cut those pieces away with my hacksaw blade, and on the other side, let's go around. So on the other side, we also have it fairly close to what I want. I can run grass up to there, run the grass across that gap. Nobody will notice that there's a gap underneath. I need some room to get this piece in and out when I'm working on the track in the future. So I'll just trim all these little pieces. I mean, that piece there is not very realistic, so I'll cut that down. Up here, I'll do a bit of trimming. I have this fitted correct now. I hadn't got it fitted the right way the first time. I'm going to cut that edge a little bit, smooth it out. So let's continue on. After I do this, on this corner in here, I'll try that next. I will get to this, the next one. Okay, it's extremely bright here today. 30 degrees centigrade. Very hot and bright. Let me just show you what I'm doing. This piece. Right guys, I know it's very short. I'm trying to hold stuff and fit at the same time. Just cut these pieces here. Just trim this in. And basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm just using my blade and cutting away the pieces. I'm going to cut this little wood piece away here as well, because it's restricting when I'm putting the hill in. It'll make it a bit easier if I just cut this piece out. Okay. I cannot see a thing. It's so bright out there, and the white is reflecting into my eyes. So I'm just going to offer up this corner piece I've cut away in here. So let's just see what else we need to do with this corner piece. Now, so where is it hitting? Okay, so it's hitting just there, just a little bit there. So I'm just going to mark that, take a smidgen away from there. Anywhere else? No. I'm going to cut this back a little bit lower, and I have to cut this back as well. So let's take a piece off there. Actually, we go a bit lower because that'll run into the flow of the hill coming down this way. So we need to come down a little bit. About here, let's say. Now, that'll be cut, that'll fit in there. This is okay. A little bit off this. This piece, okay, we need to cut this piece off. This piece is okay. Down the bottom, we're happy enough. All right, let's do that. Well, let's see what we have to do. Well, do you get it? Well, I'm not good at comedy. We're in the shade now. It's way too warm out there. So again, using the blade. Okay, using the hacksaw blade. Get your teeth facing the right way. Okay. And we're just going to just cut into this piece. We're going to come up this way, don't forget, because we want it to join. I'm holding the camera at one hand and cutting with the other. Very amateur. I should get my tripod out, but I didn't yet. Again, cut here. Let's jam it in there against the well. And it's a bit better. We need a little bit off here. Okay, maybe take another little bit just to be sure. Now we need to, there's a lot of walking in and out, testing out these things. Let's walk in with this bit. It's so bright here. The weather is just crazy hot and bright. I prefer my 18, 19 degrees. That's why I've never been to Spain or Portugal yet. It's just too hot for me. I have to go completely off season. Let's see how we look. How things are progressing. Slide that in there. Okay, now that looks a lot better now. Let's blend it in. So now I'm going to do just a little bit of cutting, just in certain places, just to get some angles, get some look like rocks. And then this piece is ready for plastering. See, that one might look false there now, but you put a bit of plaster compound in here and you blend it, and you know. But I'm going to cut it down a little bit. It's a little bit too lumpy. So certain things like this piece that's sticking out here, so I'll just cut that piece away a bit. Okay, let's go back and start messing about with the other large piece. So I've cut away this corner with my jigsaw, so that'll be much easier for putting on and off the track. Of this little piece here I want to cut very gently. Oh, that's that piece gone. I usually keep all these little pieces. Be amazed how a little piece there can break up and give a bit of character to a hill, you know, or put it there. But at the moment I'm just going to plaster this as it is, do a little bit of cutting, plaster, and I can add pieces later. Don't worry, you can always add or change. Now I wanted to get this looking a little bit more not so straight. So you know, I'm not cutting straight. I'm moving the blade around and about. Use my belly to hold it. So I'm using the blade because there's no exact straight hills now, you see. So you have that effect. You've sort of a ripple effect. Take the corner off there. We come around here. This piece again, too straight. Just take the edge off it. Hope your other half isn't looking and say, oh my god, that white stuff's going all over my chairs and my patio. Ooh, you got to be careful. Again, cut a little bit. Anywhere you see a straight edge or something that doesn't look very realistic, give it a little bit of a cut, let it drop off. Just give that a little bit of a cut. That'll be an overhang anyway. Not a bit of a cut there. This, oh, I don't know. Do we leave it? Do we cut it? A little bit maybe. Yeah. Let's cut this piece here. What else have we cut, guys? That looks like doggy poop. We have Shane's poop scoop hill. We've Harry's doggy poop hill. There you go. Okay, I'm going to carry that in live, as in I'm not going to stop recording. Let's carry this in, see how it looks now. If I drop it, you'll see. You'll see my version of Brokeback Mountain. Okay, let's go. I'm working in the shade. You can see how bright, extremely hot it is. Careful not to fall over all the rubbish. We'll get there. We'll get this garage cleaned up and tidy. Now, here we go. Nice and cool in here. So nice and cool in here. So now that should fit a bit easier with that piece of wood cut away. Get it in there first and let it fall down. Okay, I pulled a bit off. Don't worry about it. It's only a mountain. Okay, so now we have that. Now at the moment it looks uninteresting, What I'm going to do now is I'm going to plaster it. And then when we do the painting, and with some greenery, it's going to look epic. We know it's going to look epic, don't we, guys? Let's get that in there a bit better. Okay, could have been done being a little bit wider on that side, but nothing, a bit of grass and a few bushes won't hide. Okay, you can see where I have the hole here. The reason for this is, if I'm putting lights in here, you know, I want to be able to get up here to drill up here, put a light on the corner maybe, or maybe drill here, put a little light here looking down on the track. So I want to make everything accessible. So that's the plan. Okay, now I'm going to go and start playing with some plaster. I should start taking shape. And anything I want to change, I can add a bit of styrofoam, glue it on later. Loads of things I can do. What have I got here? Oh, look, on the track. That, my friends, I'm betting is a radiator grill from a BRM car. Which BRM car? I'll have to investigate. Okay, I'll leave that where I know I can find it again. Yeah, I've lost a couple of mirrors and I've various different bits and pieces. These are the guys I use for putting a little bit of a thing in those corners. They're just like these type of door strip things for holding doors open, or for some sort of a wedge. And they're perfect. Just slide them in there, just enough to give that bend a little bit, just to help both get around. So again, I'll have to do some modelling then to hide them. You know, I have to put some sort of a tiny little heel around here or something. I'll think of something. It's not a big problem. Nothing's a big problem. It's all fun. Okay, guys, time to get some builder's plaster, ready-made plaster, and start sticking that on.